Jerome lunged forward, hitting the floor hard. Dragging his crippled body, he crawled up the stairs. Just then, the sheriff rang the doorbell. He pushed himself up with trembling arms, barely managing to press the intercom button. He then pulled himself onto a chair, positioned his legs naturally, wiped the sweat off his forehead. Right as the sheriff walked in, he was about to verify Jerome's identity, but his eyes landed on multiple scars along Jerome's arm, clearly the marks of frequent blood extractions. Yet the machine showed nothing unusual. Still suspicious, the sheriff headed toward the basement, where Vincent was hiding. Just as he was about to be discovered, the sheriff's phone rang. His team had caught the real culprit. Vincent let out a quiet sigh of relief. Wasting no time, he rushed back to the Space Center, only to find the sheriff sitting at his desk. And what the sheriff said next left him stunned.
My God, you have changed. Has it been so long you don't recognize your own brother?
The sheriff was his brother all along, but instead of a heartfelt reunion, they blamed each other for their choices. To the sheriff, Vincent was a flawed man, someone who had no right to be at the Space Center, and taking another man's identity was an unforgivable crime. Their argument escalated until they decided to settle things the way they used to as kids. With a swim, they went to the ocean, dove straight into the water, and once again, Vincent beat his genetically superior brother. The day of the rocket launch arrived. Vincent arrived at the Space Center, only to realize there was one last urine test before boarding. He hadn't prepared for this. Panic hit him instantly. The doctor took a drop of his urine and fed it into the machine. The result popped up, exposing his true identity. But then the doctor reached out, turned the dial, and changed the name to Jerome. Turns out he had a son with imperfect genes too. He understood what it was like to be seen as flawed in this world, and he knew that Vincent carried the dreams of countless others like him. Vincent looked at the doctor, filled with gratitude, then stepped into the tunnel, and finally took his seat on the rocket.